So it's been a few weeks since I've had my City Scrambler, and in that time, I was able to order in a few accessories and some add-ons to my bike that I wanted to share with all of you. Hopefully, this gives you some ideas on how you want to accessorize your bikes. This is what works for me so far, but I know that I'll continuously look to do some other additions or upgrades as the time goes on. So you'll notice that I added a bag to my City Scrambler. I was actually looking at two types of bags, very similar. This Blackburn that's on it now, and there was also a Roswell Attack bag, both of which were very similar in design and shape, except the Blackburn was a lot larger. And so I elected to go with the larger one just because it made the best use from where the controller was located right up to the battery. So you'll notice it actually goes and fits perfectly and doesn't impede the battery, nor does it prevent me from turning the on and off button. So it actually fits quite well. It was actually easy to install as well. You just remove the top of the seat and then I zip tied it to the frame. If you'll notice, as I open up the bag, it's got plenty of storage. So I've got the charger and all the cables in here. It's also got room if you wanted to carry a power bank, or if you want to carry snacks or whatever the case may be. You've got enough storage for it. It also has a little inlet here. So if you wanted to feed a USB cable out from a power bank to your phone, or if you wanted to have like a hydration pack or whatever the case may be, you've got that luxury to do that with this bag. And on top of that, it also expands. So if you wanted additional storage, you have those capabilities. Real handy to have, particularly if you are a commuter and you need to carry extra items, extra clothes, anything of that nature. This Blackburn bag gives you the luxury to do that. So on the handlebars, you'll notice I added in the side mirror as well. The reason why I chose this particular side mirror was because it actually extended out from the end of the handlebar. I was actually looking at another one that actually extended off of the handlebar, had an arm, and then it came out that way. But there's very little real estate on the handlebars to begin with, particularly the controller or the display and the gears. So this one seemed like the better fit, and it was very easy to install. You just have to loosen the screw in the bottom, likewise, and then it loosens and you can pull the plug out, and then essentially you just insert the mirror and then you just tighten it up, and then you can adjust it afterwards. So it seemed relatively easy to install, and it made for aesthetically a more appealing look. So as we get to the handlebars, you'll notice the item I added on here was an actual handlebar extender. It actually connects to your handlebars. The mount extends out onto this carbon fiber pole. So what it does is that it allows you to add more accessories to your bike. And so on this case, I was able to add in my Garmin, I had a mount for my phone, and I even had space to add in a cup holder. I noticed the City Scrambler itself doesn't really have any mounts for any cup holders, so I thought that this would be a really good alternative. And it works, and it actually stays on pretty securely. Now, the actual mount itself, however, when they did send it to me, the rings that they had were all plastic, and so it kept spinning all around. So a workaround that I found to make this work was to take some old tubes from my road bike and just cut it up and wrapped it around the handlebars to the appropriate diameter, so that I was able to tighten the extender on there, the alloy extender, so that it wouldn't move and it would stay on securely. So it seemed to work because the mount went on and I tightened it to the point where it just doesn't move. It won't budge at all. So I felt kind of good about that, and my workaround seemed to work in this case. With that in mind, I was able to kind of add on these additional add-ons to the handlebars, because the handlebars themselves have very little real estate to add anything on. So this kind of helped in that regard. So that's what I've added in right now. Be curious to hear what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think, or if you have any other suggestions or anything that you think might work. Otherwise, as I add on certain things, I'll continue to update this group and let them know. Anyways, I hope you all are receiving your scramblers, and hopefully we'll get a chance to ride together soon.